of the movie season. It's a tradition now, and to find out what's worth seeing, we decided to invite back one of America's most unique film critics. Last year, he joined me right...
A lot of work over last year, still on local TVs. It's been a lot of fun.
Why don't you just ask and answer your own questions, since you seem to know everything here. Let me ask you this question. You're 12 years old. You're still not old enough to see rated R movies. Do you still love what you're doing, though, at this point? Because last time we spoke, you mentioned you may want to be a game show host.
And I still like reviewing movies? I love reviewing movies. May want to segue into something else. Talk show, game show host, Weekend Today, if Lester's not here.
Only if Lester's not today.
That's what you kind of said last year, if I remember correctly.
Right. Clearly it stuck.
And I still hope to continue my job of reviewing movies.
All right, so you do review movies. Let's get to it. There's a bunch of new movies coming out this summer. I want to start with Harry Potter and the Death Hallow Part 2. It's the big blockbuster.
It is not out yet, finale. No, it comes out July 15th, but this is the epic finale in the Harry Potter series. I've not read any of the books or seen most of the movies. I've been following the last couple of them. I still don't know if he dies, so nobody spoil anything for me. But in a way, I'm looking forward to this only because it's supposed to be this big, epic action film, whereas Part 1 of the Deathly Hallows had hardly any action in it at all. Very disappointing. So looking forward to this in terms of the action.
Okay, I'll take that. Next up, I've heard of cowboy movies. I've heard of alien movies. They said, why not combine the two? We got cowboys and aliens.
With Jon Favreau, the director of the Iron Man movies. Harrison Ford, Daniel Craig starring Cowboys and Aliens, opening July 29th. And this is where cowboys meet aliens, and they got to save the entire Earth because of these aliens coming. So this looks like a whole lot of action. Olivia Wilde also in it from Tron Legacy. This looks like a good, fun, entertaining action movie. Not just for kids, but adults may like this as well. Yes.
Okay, if I play my cards right, maybe you and I can go see it together.
Come back to New York.
You being the adult, me being the kid.
Places, yes.
Perfect. Next up, Steven Spielberg's new movie, Super 8.
Super 8.
Is this a scary movie? This seems like a kind of a scary movie.
It's kind of a mystery, though. Not a lot of the plot has been given away for this movie yet, but supposedly it's about a group of kids who are recording a movie on their Super 8 cameras, and they've seen a train accident, and all of a sudden a lot of people disappear in the town. This one comes out in a few weeks on June 10th. Got J.J. Abrams, who directed Star Trek and Lost, and Steven Spielberg, of course, is the executive producer.
Before we get to the next couple movies, how do you know so much about this? How are you so good in animating? I mean, do you go in with a pen and paper and just jot down notes while you're in there?
I mean, usually I look online every day of the latest news, and you can get that on lights-camera-jackson.com. The latest news and see what's happening. Love watching the trailers. Trailers are sometimes even more fun than movies themselves, especially if the film is a bad movie.
All right, let's move on. Next up, we have Mr. Popper's Penguins. Jim Carrey's in this.
Right, loosely based on the classic children's book, and I love the book. And this could be a little bit sillier than the book. It's loosely based on it. Jim Carrey's a guy who inherits 6 penguins in his apartment, and his kids come in, his wife comes in. So this looks like kind of a silly movie. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of fun, but definitely probably for the kids and maybe the parents.
My favorite part about the last time you were here was when you said to me, you know, Jenna, I really enjoy the classics, you know, like the Pixar movies.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I emphasized that last year, and let me emphasize that again this year.
Now come Cars 2.
Cars 2. I'm really looking forward to Cars 2. Cars, I think, is one of the most underrated and my personal favorite Disney Pixar film of all time. And with Cars 2 coming out, Larry the Cable Guy is back as Mater, Lightning McQueen, voiced by Owen Wilson. You got Michael Caine as this spy car. I mean, this is a bit unusual, but it looks fantastic. Another great Pixar, and could be a big hit at the box office, looking at over $300 million.
Now, interestingly enough, you haven't mentioned your website yet, which is strange to me. Where could we find any of this wonderful information?
You can find any of this at www.lights-camera-jackson.com. I'm going to be seeing a ton of summer movies, hopefully at least 20. I mean, so far this summer, it's just been okay. Thor was not great, nor was Pirates of the Caribbean, and I just saw Kung Fu Panda 2. Not as great as the original, but still okay.
And if Lester ever calls out sick, you know who my next co-anchor is going to be. This guy right here.
Thank you so much for having me back.
You are fantastic.
And here's a surprise.
Thank you.
This is the personal. You can also get this on the website. Your own Lights, Camera, Jackson t-shirt.
Can I keep it?
Yes, you may.
Awesome. Look at that. Thank you so much. Are you jealous, Lester?
I'm going to get an official food tester. I'm worried about my job. All right. Wow.